Hello, this video will introduce you to searching in library databases to find information for your research paper or project. After you watch the video, you'll complete an activity where you'll practice searching in the same database. We'll start on the library homepage, library.louisville.edu. Before we get into searching in a database, we want to point out two helpful resources for your research. The first is the red Ask a Librarian button. If you ever have library or research related questions, you can click here to get in contact with the librarian for help. You can chat with the librarian in real time, email or call us, or click Meet with the librarian to schedule an appointment for one-on-one research assistance. Another helpful resource is Research DIY, which you can access by clicking More Research DIY under Discover. While this video will focus on finding scholarly sources in a library database, Research DIY contains short videos and infographics to help you with all parts of the research process, from choosing your topic to finding appropriate sources to writing your research paper. Now let's get into finding good sources for your research. On the library homepage, you'll see a search box at the top of the screen. This is the search box for the library catalog, which will bring up results for all different types of materials, like books, articles, videos, and more. While this can be a good starting point for research, a better place to find articles for your research paper is a library database. You might think of a library database as a professionally curated and searchable collection of sources for academic research. Databases often include articles from academic journals, magazines, and newspapers. Most of the sources are not freely available through Google. To access an appropriate library database, we'll click on Subject Guides under Quick Tools. The library has access to hundreds of databases. These subject guides divide those databases into subject areas, so you can more easily find information to help explore your research question. For example, if you are researching a topic about mental health, you might want to go to the Psychology subject guide to find links to appropriate databases for that topic. We'll take a look at a database that is appropriate for topics across multiple subject areas, so we'll want to click on Any Topic in the left corner. When you click on a subject guide, you'll see a handful of recommended databases for that topic. A great any topic database is EBSCO Academic Search Complete, the first database listed. Whatever the topic is, EBSCO Academic is probably a good place to start. You'll notice that this library database looks different than a search engine like Google. Instead of one search box, we have three. This is because searching in a library database is different than searching in Google. In Google, you can search for an entire question and get results. In a library database, you have to search with keywords, or the most important words from your question. This method of searching will generally give you more precise, more relevant results. For example, let's say our research question is, what effect does exercise have on depression in college students? In this case, the most important words from our question are exercise, depression, and college students. These will be our keywords, and we'll enter one keyword in each search box. This search gave us 66 results, which is fewer than the number of results we would get by searching in Google. This is because the sources in the database have been specifically selected for academic research. You'll get fewer results compared to Google, but the results will usually be more relevant and useful. If you look at the left side of the screen under Source Types, you'll see that all of these results come from academic journals, magazines, and newspapers. Unlike in Google, you won't get results for someone's blog or BuzzFeed. The articles in a library database have been vetted and come from credible sources. Let's take a look at some of the other options for refining your results. If your instructor or professor requires you to use scholarly peer-reviewed articles, you can limit your search to just those types of sources by checking the box next to scholarly peer-reviewed journals. You can also limit the date range if you're required to use more recent information. Next, we can start looking through our list of results. When you see a title that jumps out at you, you can click that title to find more information on the article. Let's take a look at number 5. You can see from the icon next to the article that this is an article from an academic or scholarly journal. When you click on an article title in the database, you'll be taken to a page with more information on that article. You can see the source, Journal of American College Health, as well as an abstract of that article. The abstract will give you a summary of the article and will be helpful in determining if the article is going to be helpful in exploring your research question. If you decide the article will be useful, there are a couple of ways you can access it. If you look to the left, you'll see a PDF full text option. If that's the case, you can simply click to view a PDF of the full article. If you want to take a look at the article later, you can use the email option on the right side of the screen to send yourself the article, or use the Google Drive tool to save it directly to your Google Drive. One other helpful tool to notice is the Cite option. Use this to find your citation style and copy and paste the citation for your paper's bibliography. Sometimes you won't have a PDF option for an article, but will instead see a Find It at U of L button, which you will see in this database and many of our other databases. You can click this button to see if we have access to the article. In this case, we see links to View Full Text, which we can click to access the full text of the article. If you ever get to this page and see a message saying we do not have the full text, don't panic. The library can still get a copy of the article for you through interlibrary loan. Just chat with the librarian if you have questions about this process. This has been an introduction to searching for articles in a library database. Next, you'll be practicing a search in the same database and answering questions about what you learned from this video.